Welcome to the podcast of disaster. I'm your host, JCR1216, and joining me are my co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Funfoos the Cartoon, back at it again. I've been gone for a while, but I made my return in this first issue.
You escaped my basement. How did you do that?
Uh, I I got sleep deprived, and then I got depressed, and then I felt better again, and now I have returned back to my normal self, where my energy levels have skyrocketed, and I managed to escape.
Epic. I have been dealing with the wonderful world of exams, but let's bring the thing that brings us all together. Sonic.
That's right.
Ugh.
Today
We have
we do the new DC issue.
DC X Sonic Metal Legion issue 1 of 5. This one's 13 and up. I don't believe the last one was 13 and up.
The crossover has returned after the first run called Chaos Crisis. Now we have the Metal Legion series, and I'm gonna be honest. I think I have a slight reason as to why it has that age rating. That's just me, though.
Well, today we will find out if Sonic will say fuck. I got you, didn't it? I got you, didn't it?
Just maybe.
The worlds of Sonic and the Justice League have been linked with a massive gateway to travel between worlds, leading to a lot of interesting scenarios. For one, right off the bat, oh my god, Clutch, Rough and Tumble. They made a DC debut before Surge.
Yes, this is the Despite just a small cameo here, in Metal Legion issue 1, it is interesting to see some of the IDW characters break out of their confinement and show up in crossovers. But obviously they are still in comics, so I guess it's just sort of a happy medium, so to say. We
Brand synergy.
brand synergy. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it at the moment. But yeah, so there have been, so in case some people aren't aware, new portals have shown up all across each of the Earths belonging to the Justice League and Sonic the Hedgehog, and in which, after their battle with Darkseid, the worlds are now linked together through some very not hidden named devices. It's totally not on the nose at all, like genuinely not on the nose. Either way, still very interesting. As you can see, we see a glimpse of the worlds coming together. Characters from Sonic's world entering the DC world, and vice versa. Such as, I'm sure you remember, you see a whole lot of familiar faces over in Metropolis, where we see a very very cool Jimmy Olsen. Because I know DC. I'm sorry, I'm very loopy right now. I just have a whole bunch of energy after running to my mailbox.
Go ahead.
A
Go
very cool
nuts.
Jimmy Olsen being surrounded by avatars. Literally, it's Gadget, Fuchsia, and Corvin from the Sonic Forces promotional material. Um, in case you guys didn't know, those are their names. As well as the hot dog vendor for Don Fascios, one of many you'll find in Sonic's world, if you know, you know. As well as Rough, Tumble, and Clutch. I guess this is during when Rough and Tumble are working under Clutch still, so this is definitely like not post Phantom Rider, if you want to like go off of an IDW timeline. But DCX Sonic is its own thing. Remember that, folks. Um, excuse me. I'm I'm running my mouth, and it's already making me winded. Um, they seem to be making contact with Mr. Bruno Mannheim about some weapons dealings, which is actually kind of sick. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time in a while like Sonic characters are near like actual firearms since like what, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I will say I love the little big and Aquaman thing. I think that was cute.
Yeah, even though I'm sure Aquaman is kind of scolding big because Aquaman isn't really much of a fishing guy, but still. Um,
I do wonder. I need to read more DC comics, but I do wonder if there's like a bit of like Aquaman getting pissed at somebody littering in the ocean.
you could
Don't
possibly
know.
find that, maybe, just maybe. Anywho,
And I love.
we move on to more of Sonic reuniting with the Flash. Of course, the first thing we would do is return to where Sonic is, but also his dynamic with the Flash has now been reestablished, and they are hopping from Empire City in Sonic's world to Central City, Flash's turf. And I love that when that happens, like seeing all of that, you know, happen. It's just really fun seeing like the worlds like intertwine. Like they did that, of course, in Chaos Crisis, but here it feels like well, literally because of the portals, but they're actually linked together and they're doing fun stuff in each world. speaking of which, this is the part where I stop talking and I drink water, so someone better take it from me.
Speaking of speaking of which, we get to see a little cute I just want to jump over to like the Themyscira bit. I do love Amy coming out of nowhere and using the hammer and landing in Wonder Woman's arms. I think that was really cute.
She
I like the
jumped
fact
Hades. She
Yeah.
jumped him.
if I had the opportunity to jump James Woods, I would do that too.
Ha ha ha! Funny reference. Ha ha.
Call me
But
Ian
it
Flynn
is-
the way I make references.
It is very nice getting to see. It is very nice getting to see like the rest of the Amazonians like acknowledging Amy as one of their own. It's it's a small connection to what they did in Chaos Crisis when Amy was taking up Diana's spot when they were all separated. Speaking of a continuation of the last arc, Floral Forest over in Sonic's world. This is something I found very interesting. Yes, Superman and Knuckles are together again. Yes, they have gone to visit Cream and Vanilla. That's not the thing that I mean, obviously the next page that we're going to be talking about, like that's like the most amazing part out of this issue. Second and there's a lot of great moments. I'm actually surprised that like a lot of the moments that were talked about in this issue online were actually not like it wasn't Sonic and Flashes, probably because those were in the preview pages and people already talked about that to death. But like, actually talking about all the other characters and their dynamics with their paired up characters, 1-to-1 with DC and Sonic. Either way, getting back on track. No, a big thing that I have noticed, because someone's going to talk about it, some people have already talked about it, even Fidel Gamescape talked about it when he read the comic. Cream's house. That is very clearly the design used from Sonic X, which and obviously this is notable to some people who are big into IDW Sonic. If you've known, this is not the house design used in IDW, as IDW has a somewhat original design / uses the design that's seen at the end of Sonic Advance 3. Although that is kind of a weird thing to talk about, considering the fact we now know that house at the end of Sonic Advance 3 now belongs to the Child Garden that Cream and Vanilla are taking care of as a Tails Tube. However, that still is it's semantics. It's semantics basically. But I find it interesting that Cream's house is this version from Sonic X rather than the one familiar in IDW. I want to think that this is just Adam differentiating the worlds, because it's very
This is a
clear
multiversal
that
story.
yes, it's very clear that DCX Sonic is not only taking it's obviously not just the games world, but it is also taking elements from IDW as well, quite literally. However, it does kind of thin the line between these two being separate comic books and DCX Sonic being its own thing and not connected at all to the IDW timeline, which, I think it's very obvious it is, even though people don't really want it to be, because oh, DC! But I'm just being realistic here, But I like to think that this is Adam, differentiating the worlds, because he very much knows what Vanilla's house looks like in IDW. I know, you don't even have to deny it, because people, most IDW fans would know that for a fact, considering, the last time people have drawn the house and other things. It's I just don't doubt
maybe this
that. Look,
universe is Sonic X.
I just don't doubt that Adam would just forget what the house looked like in IDW and he just went with the Sonic X design. Or maybe it is the fact that because I had this discussion when the comic came out anyways. People are going to talk about it saying oh, they moved house. Yes, I agree. That can definitely be something to discuss in the future. However, I would like for it to be shown in IDW rather than a crossover, Because IDW already pre-established Vanilla's house in the comics. It wouldn't really make sense to do it in a crossover, Because then people will start arguing that the crossover is canon. Again, I'm just being realistic here. Or maybe it couldn't have been Adam. Maybe it could have been a request from Ian. Or maybe it was just or maybe it was from the higher ups. I don't know. Anything could literally happen. I'm gonna try my best to ask him about it. Okay, I'm gonna stop with this topic now because it's getting annoying. However,
I actually have a
chance.
I actually have a chance to meet Adam next month at Heroes Con. I'm debating on going. It's in Charlotte.
Ask him for me.
If I go, I will. But I'm also going to be showing him Lano Fish.
Fine, I hope you do both. I will allow Lano Fish this once if you do so for me.
Yay! Yeah.
Anyway,
I do like. We get to see Cream call Superman Mr. Superman, which I thought was really cute.
It's Superman interacting with the kiddos. You'll get a cute moment, and then you have, that small continuation of, So, Cream was saying how Superman was helping her, in the Child Garden, and that seems to be what happens in issue 4 when Superman goes to fight Eggman, and after that, No, before that is when he met with Cream, supposedly.
And we get to see Supergirl along with Crypto, and I wonder how Crypto feels about Sonic's world. I need to see Crypto and Whisper interact once,
That's an
please.
interesting pair up, I guess.
They're both, wolf dog.
I guess I just don't understand the correlation. Anywho, but yeah, Kara and Crypto show up, and yeah, we get this cute moment between her and Cream and Cheese. It's adorable, and it's yeah. What could have you expected? Knuckles is just there, but it's cool. It's cool.
I do like the fact that what Kara, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kara. I do like the fact that she's like, okay, Cream is the most cutest thing that I have ever seen, and I'm going to stay here now. Take me with you.
I've only had Cream the Rabbit for I've only had Cream the Rabbit for a minute. But if anything happens to her, I will kill everyone in this room and myself.
And I do like the fact that Superman has apparently had Cream's mom's baking.
It's adorable. It really is,
Yeah, and then we have Knuckles just being like, okay, I'll eat since you dragged me out here. I've always wanted to know, like when baking. I do want to know what Vanilla's cake tastes like, if it's so good.
Considering the fact that she has a knack for baking, it's just I'm sure it's great.
Oh man, yeah. And then we get to see Silver with the Green Lanterns and Cyborg, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Silver is up on the watchtower, and he is, vibing with Cyborg and Green Lantern, or at least with John Stewart, because no less after Silver receives his ring again, Guy shows up. Like, I was kind of hoping he'd shown up in the last one, just because I wanted to see that interaction with Silver. However, and Chaos Crisis was like fresh out of like the summertime or so. So like obviously, the new Superman movie had come out. So it's like of course, a lot of those characters that showed up in the movie is like they have a spotlight and everything. But it's like, this is great. I like this. Um Silver is Silver said it himself in the last arc. He's building up a tolerance, but even that can easily be so thin around him.
Yeah, because let's all be honest. If we knew someone that's like Guy Gardner in real life, we would tolerate them, but also want to punch them in the face at the same time.
Very, very, very punchable face.
Yeah, I mean he's a ginger,
But
and he has a bald haircut.
But then in terms of characters you wouldn't want to punch, I'm glad Mr. Terrific is also here. I very much like I will say this is like it's no surprise that it really is no surprise that excuse me it's no surprise that the latest Superman movie is like one of my favorite movies to have come out in most recent year from DC. And well, I just like seeing a lot of the characters that were from the movie show up in something like this. Because we had because was it? Yeah, Terrific, Guy's not here. Hawkgirl was in the last arc. It's just very feel good stuff to me, anyways. However, to Silver, he'd argue with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Silver would then question about what big thing is happening at the moment because Cyborg's here, and that's the fact that the Teen Titans are investigating a hive base. Which, as someone who grew up with the original Teen Titans show when I was very young, this means something to me, guys. This means something to me. Like,
What's it
my
like when the
God, I
dinosaurs?
can just hear. I can. I can hear. I can hear Hinden out of Starfire. I can hear Greg out of Beast Boy. It's so fun.
What was it like when the dinosaurs roamed the Earth, Floof? Since you grew up with the original Teen Titans show.
Expect a meteor in your walls.
No,
Then you'll find out.
You're gonna get a red ring like Silver.
Oh, this truly is something, everybody. Anyways,
welcome to the podcast.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, but before we move on, I do like the fact that Silver with the with the Green Lantern Corps, like the banter. I think it was my favorite part of the issue, and I think that, as you said, Floof, that's the reason why it was PG-13.
Which one was? Wait, say that again.
At the beginning of the issue, you said that why this was probably 13 and up, and it was probably Silver wanting to murk Guy.
Uh-huh.
And then we jump over to the Titans, and we get to see Blaze and Tails and the rest of the Titans.
Heck yeah, so good.
And then we get to
So
see
good.
Tails. We get
Hmm?
Green Tails.
Yes, to continue on the trend as of Green Knuckles after the first arc, Green Tails, and I saw the most perfect artwork early in earlier this week of someone having drawn all the green versions of the characters. So like Beast Boy Tails, Chaos Knuckles from Archie, and then Olympics Amy, and Sonic is just there, still blue.
Yeah. We need Green Sonic. Not just Manic. Anyways, that reference is definitely underground. Yeah, it is funny that we just see a Charmy make a random appearance after not seeing the Chaotix at all last issue.
It's just fun. Also, something I will also say that I'm also going to notice, just because no one's probably going to talk about it in particular. Hey Adam, if you're ever at all hearing this, what's up with you drawing the Lost World Yeti? First it's Mimic in issue 79, and now it's Beast Boy. What's going on here? Like, I'm not against it. It's just, why this specifically out of anything from the Sonic mythos? Because like, I guess that also kind of goes into a deeper thought, is like, how does Mimic know this unless he'd have to have gone up to Lost Hex to learn about the Yetis that only exist there, as far as I'm aware. And then also, I know Beast Boy can just turn into anything possible. It's just it's just interesting. It's like, if it's a favorite of yours, then go pop off, man. More power to you, honestly. It's just it's just so funny to me, and it's very obscure for people who just don't care about Lost World.
Like
Or have
90% of
done
the
now,
Sonic fandom.
huh?
Like 90% of the Sonic fandom, we do not care about Lost World.
I am not that 90%.
No. Don't tell me you're a Zavok enjoyer.
I will tell you right now that I am a Zavok enjoyer.
No!
Yes, go my deadly six. Fries.
No. Lord, what are your thoughts on this issue so far?
I don't like it.
Oh, we have a differing opinion. What's up with that? I mean, again, point up for discussion. It's just interesting. I don't think I've ever actually been in one of these where you disagree with the process of the comic.
It's just, for me, it's a nothing burger. That's simple. It's just boring. Yeah, we see the characters doing things on DC, but yeah, it doesn't attract me.
Anyway, so we get to see Charmy getting surprised by seeing Blaze, which is funny because if you know about all the stuff with like uh like we saw in, like the case files and stuff, where it's like, oh my god, look, it's Charmy. Yeah. We get to see Blaze try to see if Charmy's okay, but it's just Charmy. I do like the fact that we get to see her eyes go like thin, like cats usually do. I thought that was really funny. Blaze is just
It's
stunned.
like, I'm very happy to see. I am very happy to see Hive come back just as much as the Teen Titans are back, and I'm also interested to see. It's like, oh my god, Brother Blood. That is definitely equivalent to the issue 4 picks that Ian had for the Justice League in Sonic's world. Like, definitely out there, but at the same time, it does make sense, and it's also very funny. Charmy thinks it's a bug club. That's so so funny. It's so funny. And I'm so glad they chose him for this, because like, one of my friends was so surprised to see him show up in this of all things. It's cute. It is very cute. So we will just leave it at that after Buddy Boy Charmy stings the absolute hell out of Brother Blood after finding out from Blaze that they are the bad guys.
The words terrorist organization is something I never thought I would hear Blaze say.
The more we know.
Yay! We do get some princess banter, which is really fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's, we do actually get to see an interaction between Starfire and Blaze that's been hinted so much in a lot of the covers so far. So it is nice to see that happen, of course.
Yeah. And then we get then we get a nice transition from Raven saying that we should take this battle seriously, and Tails bantering that you're starting to sound like Robin. Then we finally get to see
Yes. Hello. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we get to see Batman and Robin. Which Robin is that, by the way?
From what?
Team Drake.
From what?
That is Team Drake.
Yeah. Actually, from what people are saying, from what on my end, they're saying it's Damien.
No, this is Team Drake. He has the staff. Damien has that boring, sword.
Yeah, but at the same time, we can't exactly pinpoint which Flash this one is, considering there's like two hints as to like they're either like yeah, the Crackle mentioned, but also like this Flash also being some of a sciencey guy. It's like I think this is clearly just trying to like being like a merge sort of thing, like combine both the characters together. Like it doesn't necessarily have like I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Um, Again, I feel like this is also something that should be asked to Adam, because like we can't really ask Ian. So
Yeah.
I mean, it is actually Team Drake not only for the staff, but because he's the only Robin that has more red in his costume, besides the first Robin. But you can see
eh,
more red because he later becomes Red Robin.
Yum.
we'll have to figure it out eventually.
Yeah. And here we get to see some nice banter between Robin and Shadow, which I will say it's really nice to like see a little bit more of like extending character interactions, because I don't really think we saw. It's been a while since I read the original. I skimmed through it before doing this recording, but I don't remember seeing Robin at all in the last one.
He wasn't in the last one. I actually like just recently alongside a book that I got recently. I got the volume book of the full Chaos Crisis run, as well as Fang the Hunter. So that was really nice use of my old Christmas gift card. But yeah, I will say that we haven't. Yeah, we did not see Robin up until this point. Um, well, just like we haven't seen Starfire and Raven up until this point as well. Beast Boy was the only exception.
Yeah. And we do get to see some detectiveness with Batman and Shadow, concluding that Eggman and Lex are in an alliance.
As if it wasn't obvious with the LEXEGG Lex Egg portals that showed up, but I don't think those details are. I mean, Sonic and Flash definitely noticed the portals, but they're they're too much into each other's banter to really figure it out. But they know their team. They Flash knows his team and Sonic knows his friends. They'll definitely figure it out when they all get up together again and such, which will happen in the next issue.
Yeah. And we get to cut over to Eggman and Lex. It looks like Lex lost a lot of weight between the last two times we've seen. Like the last one looked like the more classic comic Lex, and this one looks more like the Nicholas Hoult interpretation.
That or Lex is wearing a very slimming power suit.
I need whatever he's wearing then.
But yeah, so the evil the the evilness is twice the times now, as these scientists have come together essentially. And yeah, they just flat out put all their plans up on the table just in front of each other. But we need that exposition exactly to know what exactly is happening. And it's it's gosh. Uh Man, money making, how truly evil this monopoly. The industry, how evil.
Yeah, business, my major, yay. I love being portrayed as the bad guy. Yeah, it is.
You know what I meant. Calm down.
I know. Man. Yeah, and then this leads up to just seeing that they're gonna be going towards something larger. And we get to the reveal of the end of the issue, where we get the full reveal of the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, even though we did get that slight hint through the issue 2 covers that had come out, where we see Black Manta, Captain Cold, and Sinestro with Eggman and Lex. So we at least knew somewhat that they were going to be involved. However, we also now have also the proper confirmation as well, um, as just a few others, because we also do see Catwoman, and she was in one of the covers as well, one of Adam and Matt's covers. So again, we knew she was involved, but we didn't really know if she had anything to do with the Legion. But now we do. She seems, because I'm taking this with grain of salt here. Yeah, she seems to be with the Legion, but considering the fact that she is, um, being paired up with Rouge, supposedly in this series, you never know. She could possibly be doing this for her own gain, or things between her and Batman. You never know. Some things you never know.
Are you
Um,
a bad shipper, Floof?
I can neither confirm nor deny that. Anywho, what I will say is that the interesting part about this is seeing Cheetah and Gizmo also part of the team. That's really interesting. Especially Gizmo. I was not expecting that, but I guess it's like, okay. I mean, we kind of I guess they needed I think he's definitely going to be going up against Tails. Oh, because Tails is paired up with Cyborg, and Cyborg has connection to the Teen Titans. Okay. You know what?
There's a
I
villain for
just
each
put
one.
that together, so you know what? It makes complete sense. All right, go off,
There's
go
a
off,
villain for
Ian.
each one. Villain for each one, and I guess it's gonna follow the pacing of the previous DC thing where we get a build up. But I will say that this one was a lot stronger of a first issue than the last one. Maybe that's just bias. I do like all of the establishments, and I do like the all of the harmonious fixtures. And yeah, that was Metal Legion Part 1.
I think the change definitely has something to do with the fact, like, instead of it just being against the dark side as one singular villain in all this, while the other DC villains are sort of like an appetizer that the characters have to go through, as well as it just being focusing on just the standards, like just the Justice League, just the Sonic Heroes, just them and all. But no, like, this is very clearly going into let's play with more of the toy box here. We're involving more of the villains. We're involving more of the Sonic characters. And it makes complete sense. I'm very and as much as I had my fun with Chaos Crisis as a first outing, this second outing involving more and more is like, yep, I'm into it.
Yeah. Well, any closing marks you gentlemen want to do before we wrap this one up?
Um, well, what I can say is that I'm just happy to be back on the podcast, and despite the fact that I am going to be having a busy summer, I hope that the schedule is nice to me and my schedule when we get around to it. So yeah, hope to see more of me in the future, folks. I ain't being forgotten. Damn it, I tripped over my words. I'm not being forgotten that easily.
Lord M, do you have any closing comments?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's it for this episode of the Podcast of Disaster. As always, be good to yourselves, others, and mothers, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
See ya.